I got
Oh
smooth
man.
hands, brother. I used to have freaking shoe leather hide, dude. My wife loved my hands because I could just rub her, just touch her with them calluses, and she would just like, it's just like, oh man. So yeah, I got
Well,
soft hands now.
she'd be all, get that 80 grit sandpaper off me, man.
No, she liked it. It depends on how hard you kind of, but yeah,
Yeah.
I've been working in the shop though. I've been making those barn quilts. It's just a 2x2 piece of 3/4 inch exterior plywood, and this one has a single star white, then the blue, and then the stripes, and kind of funky. And I got another pattern. It's just diamonds, and I don't know. It's hard. I can't explain it, but it's kind of cool when you look at it. It's like a plus sign, and then it comes in, and then you got them doing the same over here. And so anyhow, Judy tapes them off. I draw them out. I cut them and draw them out, and then she tapes them and paints them. I got the frame built for it. It's in the shop. Um, I had to biscuit the corners because you know how it is when you glue ingrain, it don't glue.
Yeah.
So I have a jig. I set them in. I can cut my notches. So I got them glued in.
Right.
So yeah, it is what it is.
Have you looked into the you probably don't you should though, but some people don't like it. It's called Craig jig.
Yeah,
It's a pocket notcher. I've got like
oh,
two
I've got
kinds.
one.
I got an aromatic one where you just pull the lever down and it
Right.
clamps on
Yep.
it. I don't like that one as much as the manual one where you just clamp it in the jig and then you use a power drill, and you go through it and do it. I love doing that. You can also do angles with it, picture frames, and it'll go in pretty good. You know.
Yeah, but I'm only dealing with my stock I'm using is only probably inch by inch.
Yeah.
So
That's
I'm notching it. I'm notch it so I have it back set, and then I still have
right.
a border to hide the edges.
There you
So
go.
yeah, it's a little different.
It's
45 in
yeah.
my corners, and
It's a little more tedious.
oh, dude, tedious ain't the word. I'm gonna grab my lighter though.
And I'm sure you got it down to where you've got a jig where when you got it set up and you're doing multiples, you just do the runs and then flip it and adjust for the other side and hit it. Or you should have it set up to where you can hit all four corners and they all do the same and butt together, and you put that little notch in there and it holds it together.
That'd be sweet if I could figure out how to pre-cut them. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 I
Dude.
could too. You know, as you said that,
Yeah.
I'm going out to my shop. So, but you kind of probably figured that
Yeah.
walking through the freaking water. I
God.
got a lake in my yard.
Here, I'll show you my sky real quick if it'll show it. It them fake popcorn clouds everywhere. They just come
Oh
out of
no. Hell yeah.
planes planes flying through them, making lines in them, and people are looking up, going, "Oh, look how beautiful a day it is!" And I'm just like, what the people? Wake up, man!
Chemtrails. Chemtrails.
Yeah. Oh, you
That's
can't
what
say
all
that
that
on a
bugging.
social media platform. You'll get ridiculed for it.
I'm talking about my weed chemtrails. You see that smoke? Yeah,
Yeah. There you
man.
go.
You know when you harvest, yeah, a lot of people in America seem to chop from the stalk and then hang the whole stalk with all the branches coming off the stalk,
Right.
and then go to dry trimming 5, 7 days later, maybe, and then still hang it for a couple more days.
Right.
Like, doesn't anybody wet trim and
I
trim
do.
everything off?
I, if I can get a chance to wet trim, I'll wet trim. But this last run that we're doing right now, I have to dry trim because I haven't had a chance to get to it. Thank goodness I got me a trim bin. Oh my gosh, the dry sift that I have is unbelievable. The ice cream cake and the Gorilla Glue, the Keef. Oh my god, dude! I just like one little bowl of fucking some herb. I put like Venom OG and then put a 1/4 inch of just Keef on there. Oh my god, I'm lit like a fucking kite.
I love the dry trim when you get the close bits, like the sugar trim.
Yes.
That's like, I don't know, man. Probably the best
But
part
yeah,
of the
that's all.
actual like, waste, in a sense.
Cookie's got him a nice shop right there, man.
Let's have a look.
Oh yeah.
I like the table saw too. That's a big one. That's a nice
Yeah,
big
that's
table saw.
crazy.
Well, it's a construction. It's a construction, and I just made the box for it.
Right,
It's
right.
about 50, probably 50 years old. It's a Delta Rockwell. I got a
Oh,
little
Delta.
Craftsman lathe.
Nice.
It's a Rockwell, what it
That's
is.
nice.
But yeah, I got a lathe. I got a homemade. Got 3 filters on the backside, and I got a
Nice.
chop saw, bandsaw, sanders, joiner.
Nice. Hell yeah.
You know, all the stuff I need.
I've got everything
I built.
I've got everything but that stand-up drill press that you have. That one would be badass. I'd love to have one of those. It'd help me bore my doors for the hinges. And your I forget what else you said, but I got like I'm more like the cabinet guy. I've got 24-inch double-headed drum sander. I've got a 5 horsepower shaper that does everything. I got like $2,000 worth of cutters that do the inside and outside of the doors for cabinet doors. I got the cutters for race panel.
Dude, I'm redneck, dude.
Pony clamps. I pretty much I can do everything from start to finish, from a cabinet that goes in your garage, in your kitchen, in your bathroom. I even do like custom furniture stuff. Like if you want an entertainment center that's going to last you and pass down to your great grandkids, I would make it. I literally have laminated side panels out of solid wood, and the whole thing is so big that it takes like 3 people to move it. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
I don't have them kind of tools, but I make do with what I got.
No, you got a good shop there, bro. You got everything you need. I see you got all kinds of shit. Fuck.
Bandsaws, the whole lot, man.
I'm gonna get
Yeah.
a better and bigger bandsaw.
That one looked pretty nice. That looks like my
Yeah.
Craftsman. That looks like
It's
the
a
Craftsman
freaking.
that I have.
It's just a little Ryobi 9-inch or whatever. It's got a 59.5-inch blade on it.
Oh, okay. I got a
Just a
Craftsman
cheapie.
14-inch.
No, see, but what's your resaw on it? 6 inches?
I think it's 8.
8?
8 to where the height of the stock that you can run through it.
Mhm.
8
Yeah.
inches. It bottoms out at 8 inches. So I got to have it 7 3/4, or it'll hit and bind up, and I don't like that. I've had a blade snap on me, scared the crap out of me. I thought I was gonna come around and take my arm off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, shit was fucking hairball.
Because I want to get another one, but I don't know. I really, for what I do, I don't need anything more than 6 inch usually.
Right,
For just
right,
the small stuff I make. But if I'm going to spend $1,000, I might as well go ahead and spend the other 500 and get a freaking, one that will do it all. Because, like I said, my neighbor, we got a sawmill up here.
Oh
So,
shit!
Yeah.
Damn, I would love to have a sawmill, man. If I knew somebody, shit, because we just cut down eucalyptus trees, a badass old pine tree to make room, and we're getting ready to cut down a black oak tree that fucking. My pops planted it when it was a sapling, and he didn't realize where the plumbing was. Well, he planted it right over the main of the water line that comes from the well. It's got to go. The roots, the roots are already hitting the main line, and I was digging up around it, and it's so big to dig up, so I got to cut it down. But shoot, there's a good 12-foot trunk that's like 10 inches round all the way up, and it's straight as a board. I could get me some nice solid oak planks out of that shit.
Great, man. Instead of waste, that'd be great.
Yeah.
That tree's worth some money if it's straight.
Yeah.
And it hadn't been shot through holes or
anything. It sucks because it was producing acorns. So I was like, I'm trying to like crack the acorns and trying to get them started, maybe get some saplings going.
Yeah.
They're a pain. I've tried. I've even dug them up.
Yeah.
And dug up, and they are really no, they don't
like to be fucked with.
No.
My father got the sapling from a guy who put it in a potter, and he said that's the only way you can do it is you got to have it in a potter so that when you take it out of the potter, and he said don't mess with the root system. He said just put it in the ground. He goes and walk away from it so you don't stun it.
Oh, okay.
Oak doesn't like to be moved. It hates it. It hates being moved.
It likes to be
Fuck,
stationary where it is.
you mess with it, and it's like all bets are off.
It takes
Yeah,
half a year just to get on track.
we're pretty warm today. We're gonna hit like 83 degrees. I can't believe it.
It was on the 18 today.
We're gonna be 90 in the 90s next week. Tomorrow's supposed to be like 70-ish.
Wow.
Somewhere in there. Yeah.
This is some weird ass weather. This year we've had bugs that I haven't seen in 5 years since the last drought. Since the last drought, there's bugs coming out of the ground that we haven't seen in a long time. There's the potato bugs and the scorpion spiders and the garter snakes. They're all coming out of nowhere. And the worms, the caterpillar worms that attack our fucking almonds. I had to pay a guy to come in and spray for 4 days ago. I had to have him come in and spray. It was just a day where you just had no wind. You can't have no wind. That shit's bad, dude. Fucking, there's spider mites already on the damn plants. Not the plants, but the trees. That's
Right.
my worst fear is fucking me out there working, and then I come home and I happen to forget to change clothes, and I go in the room. Oh man, that's my worst fear. I always have to have my wife always got to tell me, make sure you change your clothes before you go in that room. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I try not to make any kind of mistake like that. That's just causing trouble.
Yeah.
Damn, I should have brought a joint, man. Everybody's out here smoking cigarettes in the parking lot. I could get away with it. I knew I should have brought a joint, but I didn't know how long we were going to be here.
That's why you need a dugout. You always keep it with you.
I know. I'm gonna have to fucking hit you up for one of those. Pay you to send me one.
Okay, I can do that.
I've seen those, dude. You made one. I saw it before. They're badass, dude. Those things are badass. Yeah. I love woodwork.
Serious joints in it, man. Smooth. I like the texture. Yeah. Yep. Looks really great. You can see the craftsmanship put into it, the love, and you know.
But you can tell that they're handmade.
That's what I like about it.
They're still handmade because they're not perfect. They're not run on a machine. You can tell that. I mean, they've been run, but you can tell that they're not. You know.
You can tell that they're one of a kind too. That's called custom work. That shit's not. You're not running it through a fucking cookie cutter machine. You're doing each one by hand. That means that each one is different. Not one of them is going to come out identical.
That's what Coop said, man. Not every single one will look the same. They'll have a slight difference to them.
Oh yeah.
Yep. That's custom work right there.
Because what I try to do is make a blank, say 2 foot long. Yep. So then I can route it at one time.
There you go.
And then if I do it right, I'll take what I know I'm going to make the tops out of, and I'll route those also in a block. So then I can size them, and everything's routed the same on this, and then all I have to do is size them. It'll make it a lot easier, but it's just getting it, all the stuff dialed in and get it done kind of thing,
Yep.
So I'm working on it. Mom has got me making all other stuff. I made a turtle and a turtle planter and a little frog planter. They're not finished or nothing. They just are rough sanded and ready for somebody to paint. Just knock the edges down, nothing sharp. They've been glued and nailed together. And so if somebody wants to make a project with their kid or something, they could paint it. And so I think Mom only charging $20 for them. Cost me $11 to make it.
Oh, there you go, Porch. Looking good.
Mm-hmm.
Ready. They're ready eating on the main fat leaves on the outside. Those things are almost ready, bro.
Yeah, gee.
Those are looking good. Hell yeah.
Ugh.
Damn. Yeah, I just went to the dispensary with my wife the other day, and we picked up Romulan grapefruit and another Gelato 33 cutting because I lost that cutting. I found it at the same dispensary. They had it again, so I got lucky.
I'm not a fan of gelato.
Yeah,
I love gelato.
Yeah, the first run I didn't really like the Gelato 33 for some reason. It didn't. I don't know, but it was just weird.
Yeah, it did. I didn't like the taste of it at all.
Yeah, my wife liked it a lot. I only got it for her. I like the Romulan grapefruit myself because I love Romulan. I love the passionate grape taste that it used to give. I just want to see what it's going to be like with the grapefruit. I think it's going to be kind of like a lemon, like a zesty lemon to it in a way. I don't know yet.
Well, we're trying some cherry pies.
Ooh.
So they're looking really good. They're almost 2 foot tall. They're about ready. They're 2 foot and well, they're they've gotten quite bushy and so they're about ready to flip too. So nice. It's all I had a veg in my flower room this time. It was easier. So then they're already hooked up to my system. I don't have to do shit, you know?
Yep.
And I don't really have to worry about a whole lot right then, you know, just switch my food, flush them out. Come on.
Yep. Damn, Porch, you showed that one earlier. It was all orange haired out. It was ready. Shit. Teasing me. Damn it, Jim.
A lot of them are staying like this, though. They're getting the orangey hairs and stuff, but they're staying nice and green. Like, there must be a lot of nutrients still left in these. But the one over the back is frosty as fuck. Like, look at the size of them nuggets.
Damn.
That's just one arm. That mom there has been bent over.
Damn.
Just bent it over.
I remember the yo-yo days. Crazy.
Oh yeah.
Good old days. I'd grow a fucking tree inside the house. My wife would be flipping out. She's just, how you gonna hang that up? And I'll be all yo-yos. She didn't understand that until I showed her. She's like, oh, that's a good idea. Now it's like we do a total different regimen. I had to make a 8x9 and I dropped the ceiling down to 6 foot and I dropped 1,000-watt lights. And it's like, now I'm stuck in kind of like catch-22. If they're 3 feet tall, I better get them into flower or I'm fucked.
Yep.
I've tried them at 4 feet and when they get to 5 feet, they get too close to the 1,000-watt lights and they start getting that bleaching effect on the top. Everything turns white.
One. Soil for Life, the space coyote. Oh yeah, all these are getting tomorrow, mate.
How long's chat been on?
About the last 10 minutes.
Oh wow.
What's up?
This is Port Garden, Super Silver Dogger called it. Monster nuggets, bro. Look at them.
What's up, Soil Life 420 and Like You Some? What's up, man? Space Coyote 82.
Y'all know who I am.
Damn, those look frosty.
Oh yeah.
This is the frosty one. She's really frosty.
Damn. What strain is that one?
This one's a Runts Muffin.
Oh my god, Runts is the shit. I have white Runts. I fucking love that shit.
I don't know what the muffin means, but it says Runts Muffin.
It's probably the flavor it gives, like a blueberry muffin flavor, probably.
Yeah, you see how that looks frosty and nuggety. This one here's come out the same batch. This is a seed from the same pack, and this one looks more sativa looking.
A different pheno.
And you know the very first one I showed you, that's a Runts Muffin, but she's really like 5 foot plumpy and packed on the weight, really good.
Yeah.
This one here is the Port Garden. I called it the super strawberry haze because it's super silver haze mixed with strawberry haze. Massive nugget as well, man.
Damn.
I've been smoking on mimosa.
Damn, that's like a Pepsi can.
Yeah, it's massive, mate. It's bigger than a Pepsi can. All the arms on there are massive, bro.
Damn. Hey, I got a question. I got a question real quick. Let's say I had a room of just like 7 ice cream cakes, and one of them hermed on me because I had like a light leak that I found after the 3rd week, and it hermed, and I tried to pull all the nanners, but I didn't get them all. And say I had 6 plants and only 3 of them got pollinated from the herm. Quick question. Are the seeds going to come out exactly like the plant, or are they going to revert to one of their parents?
They'll come out like the plant, but if the herm plant has spread onto another female, then it would take the traits of another female and mix in the herm female traits as well. But it'd most likely be a stable feminized. You get the odd seed or two, but you won't have like half male, half female growing. You're more like just have the odd banana or so in it, man. But you can grow them ones again, and they turn out just like the mother then, but it's got both phenols because it's come off one mom from another mom, and then mix the genomes from the seed, and then now you took that seed and made another one. Then that's that complete genetic from both moms. It's pretty good still.
Yeah.
As you can see, it's fucking.
Hey, Pork, I'm out, brother. It's supper time.
Respect, man. Cheers for that, Goop.
All right. If you're on, I'll come back.
All right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro.
Later.
Respect.
All right.
Peace. Well, yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of work to do, man. You know what I did on this one, though? I did 2 weeks pre-flower. So I've finished the 2nd week now of flower.
Right.
And then that's when I started my actual week 1 flower.
Oh, so you did you did a 2-week burn. You burned 2 weeks.
Yeah. So technically this is finishing week 10. Technically, but now I've just finished week 8 and done 1.5 weeks flush. But the nuggets on these are just beasts, bro. There's that one about 5'8". This one's about 5'6". One at the back leaning over, that's at least 7 foot. The pork garden there's 6 foot. The one in the middle is at least 8 foot. That one's nearly touching the ceiling, a really orange looking one.
Shit.
That's at least 7.5. This one's in touching the ceiling. This is.
You running CO2 in there too?
Nah, no CO2.
Holy shit. Damn.
The only CO2 these are getting is from me. The only CO2, yeah. That's the only CO2 they're getting.
That's nice.
I was running the finishing bulb. Finishing bulb, 10K altogether. Light lumen and spectrum is 10K. Lights up like the midnight in the actual moonlight, purple bluish. Finishes it quite good, man. That's why the nuggets are the way they are. But that's the runts muffin. Then pork garden, super silver dog. Pork gardens, I called that one the super silver haze.
Did you get this one?
Oh yeah, I got cuttings of all of them. This is the OMG from Ripper Seeds Company.
Holy shit.
First time I ever had anything off Ripper Seeds Company.
What's the smell on that?
Oh mate, it's like cookies and gelato and gorilla. It's like a mad smell, mate. It's evil. I swear down.
So that's a fire gas right there. You got fire gas.
Yeah, proper. That one's Kempai. That real orange bodied looking one. That's Kempai. That is. On that next planet, that pie, that's like a, black cherry pie.
Yeah.
It smells a bit like that, man, but it's got a kick of something else, like whatever chems come from. Chem dog, you got Chem dog. What's the other one? You got that diesel kind of one too, innit? Sour diesel, Chem diesel, whatever the hell it's called. It smells a little bit like that, but not diesely. It smells more under Chem pie kind of side. That's
Right.
cheese at the back. 2001 original cuts off the mom. So that's 22 years old. Cuts off a plant. Original cheese, bro, from
Damn.
2001. Yeah, it's hard to get that. I still can get them off the guy, but I've got cuts of them now.
Wow. What's
It's
that
got
thing
8.
hanging right there? What is that thing hanging right there? That silver thing. Yeah, that.
That's a diffuser.
What do you mean a diffuser? Like a humidifier?
Nah, a diffuser.
Oh, so it kills the odor.
Nah. But you can do that, but you connect it onto your RVK. This is an RVK 250 L1 model, which pumps about 1150 cubic air per second or whatever. And it's
Right.
a 10-inch. So it just sucks all the air from the top. And
Right.
then it get this attachment here. It's called a diffuser. Get the attachment, stick it on the end of it, and then as you can see, it diffuses the air, which
Oh, so
basically means it sends it around in every direction. The
okay.
blade, all the way around and underneath.
So it's like a cyclone. It just cyclones the water, not the water, the air everywhere. So you get
Yeah,
air
yeah. So it
everywhere.
blasts down and blasts out the sides. It's really good, you know, and you can put it on a speed controller.
Nice.
If you got high humidity, put one of those attachments on the end, a diffuser, mate.
Right.
Bring your humidity down within 24 hours, guaranteed you go down to 30. No joke.
Yeah, here
That's
in Cali, I'm fighting to get my humidity up. I'm always going in the room and spray. I'll spray the floor because it's white and with plastic, and then I'll spray the tops of the soil, and then it'll be like in the 32, and then I'll get it back up to like 49, 50. I kind of like it around there. They seem to respond a lot better, you know. So
yeah, they do.
I always get a lot of fresh air. I got like a it's just like kind of like what Cookies has, that box for his filter up there in his wood room. I got something like
Yeah.
that it filters the air in from outside, so I'm literally getting all my CO2 and my fresh air coming from outside in, and it'll go like about 10 feet inside my garage, so it gives it a second to kind of cool down, and then it'll go into the room where it's air conditioned. But then the air conditioner is the kind that like it blows the heat right back out, so it'll blow all the smell of the room out there. So that's why I really don't worry about buying CO2 because I'm sucking it from outside straight in. It's just like you would be growing a plant outdoors. You don't need to add CO2. It's got plenty.
Massive buds, even at the bottom, look.
Yeah, that's when you know you did it right, dude.
Massive bud
Nice.
just there, right at the bottom.
Yeah, that's fucking nice.
Even smaller, right there on the bottom, still dense buds too. All the way up.
Yeah, Space Coyote 82, you're right. The Gelato 33 is not that impressive. I heard good things about 41, but I can't get a cutting of that for some reason. Just can't find it anywhere.
41. Do you know that piece of bud I showed you earlier on? That very nice, tight, compact bud?
Yep.
That's Gelato 41.
Damn.
I'm not gonna say it's imported because I bloody well know it wasn't, but yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely UK.
Yeah, it looked frosty nugs. Nice.
That was a frosty one at the back though, innit? That was really frosty, man.
Hell yeah.
I can't wait for the playback on that.
Dude, they're all frosty and they're all good. You're gonna be fucking trim garden jail. Big
Oh, tell
time.
me about it. I'm gonna need a few bloody trimming hands.
I like to I've always been, if I get a like where you're at right there and I've got time, I do straight wet trim. I'll wet trim it to where it's where I like it, to where it literally has not one leaf on it at all. But this time around I had to dry trim. This is like one of the first times in like 3 years that I've had the dry trim. And I got that little trim bin, and that shit's so fucking bomb ass. Fucking, you rub your hands on it, and when you're done, you got this little, like, it's a little brush, and you just brush it out. dude, I've been getting big old silver dollars about like
Yeah.
1 inch thick of just keef. The ice cream cake, I got like 3 1 gram vials full of them of that shit. And I tried a little bit this morning, mixed with some Venom OG that I grew, and then I topped it off. Oh my God, dude, I was fucking ripped. I've been ripped all day. What's up, Harley? Ball for
That's
life.
what Hartley says. You should not keep the seeds of the pollinator. They have hermaphroditism brought to a dominant trade, and it takes multiple crosses to
Process to
breed.
breed it out.
Which can be true, but if you're doing what you want to do with it in that sense, yeah, you have to breed it out. But if you're just going to grow it and have maybe the odd seed come from it or something, because you're just going to grow it to smoke, say,
Yeah,
breeding purposes,
I had
that's
6 of
different.
them. Yeah, I had 6 ice cream cakes, and 2 of them hermed, and they made one of the 4 that didn't herm. It made it get seeds too, but the other ones didn't get any seeds. It was just the ones closest to it. And what I had, I've already dropped like 4 of them as testers. I'm gonna like let them get like about like 10 inches tall in the solo cups. I'm gonna just throw them into flower. I want to see what they do. I want to see if they straight up bud with no seeds. Then I don't know. I might keep them. I mean, there was very few white ones. They were all like fully developed, and the calaxes they were in cracked open, and they had the skunk stripes on them, and they come out and they're not stringy. They're real short and stout. They look like females. So we'll see what happens. I really never, if I get a herm and I see it like early, I'll literally, if it's a whole branch, I'll literally whack the whole branch. I won't even give it a chance. And I'll just keep an eye on the plant. If the plant don't herm anymore, then I'm happy with it. I'll let it go. But if I start seeing, one plant show characteristics of herm all the way around, I'll cover with the plastic bag, take it out of the room, and just I'll 86 it. It's not worth it.
Definitely. I agree with you there, mate. And then
I think,
still be checking everything over after that, what's left
yeah,
in there. Like,
yeah. I think my problem was I was at that point where when they went in there, they were ready. They were stressed out like these were in my veg. They were a little yellow, and I put them in, and it was just a little crazy, dude. They went kind of oof. They just went really kind of crazy on me. They were yellow, and then they greened up and started, I mean, just going to town to flowering. And then all of a sudden what I noticed different about the herms is they'll grow like a little pre-bud underneath the main bud. And then that's
yeah,
where I'll see like 1 or 2 pollen sacs underneath that open up. They don't look like nanners. They look like a little tiny yellow flower. And if
yeah, yeah.
and I'd like to, as soon as I see them, they almost look like a pistol. I already know right out the gate. I'll pull them off, check the whole plant, and then if I start seeing that they're reoccurring, then I'll just cover the plant and get it out of there because I know it's never going to stop.
To those who know, I put 2 clones in a 2-liter challenge that I started how long ago?
Damn, that
And
was a
they're
while
growing
ago.
so
Shit.
they're still in flower. They've been in flower, yeah. Believe me, yeah. They've been in flower for 4 months.
Holy shit.
4 months, bro, and they're still doing their thing.
Wow. That's crazy.
And the one next to it, I did the same thing. Planted at the same time. That's guava dog. That's chocolate OG mint kush. And they're flowering all the way. They haven't stopped. Weird, man. But check this out. This is 2.5, 2 years and 8 months old now.
Jeez.
And it's 4th re-veg, look. 4th re-veg.
You ever
Half.
notice when you let them go like that and you just clean them up just a little bit and cut a couple tips, they just like explode all over again, huh?
I don't cut nothing off it, mate. I don't touch nothing. I don't even take that little piece of dead leaf off. I don't touch nothing. As you can see, it's all dead.
Wow.
Look at
And
this.
it just keeps
It's
growing
all
back.
dead, all dead. It's all grown, all back. Look, perfect. No
Holy shit.
problem.
That's crazy.
Same up here, look. This whole branch here, the whole arm is dead. This is completely dead.
Wow.
No, look at the end. It's decided to come back.
Holy
Quite,
shit.
quite impressive.
That's crazy.
perfectly healthy as well. But it does do that mutation thing. But mate, when the buds come off, as you can see, there's probably still a few pieces of bud on there. You can see all over the plant. There's buds all over the plant, but it stinks, bro. And just dash clones everywhere like this. Look,
Damn.
experimenting. Three heads, three head
Mm,
monster.
nice. Those are what
One's
you
trying
want to
to
see.
Yeah, I do loads of mad experiments, bro. Just this plant here is 3 years old. I don't know what the fuck it is. I'll throw eggshells in there. Look, I don't know if you can see. I throw eggshells in there, break up the eggshells.
Calcium.
Yeah, that's all I feed is water and eggshells. That's all I feed to these plants.
Wow.
Mad, innit?
Crazy.
But yeah, man, killing it now. Like OG, OG Kush will harm on you. Diesel will harm on you. Cookies will harm on you. But depending on your technique, you can avoid it. Now, is that in the traits of the seeds, of the genetics, of the crossbreeds, and all these latest 2 3 years mix of the genetics to make all these different strains? Because theoretically, all the strains come from parents from year 2000, 2010. All these names and strains that start popping up come from those originated parents, you know?
Right.
So somewhere down the line, they've mixed this, mix it with that, mix it with this. Nothing's kind of stable. It's got to the point where you have to know what you're buying, where it's from, and
Yep.
take a hit and miss on the odd seed or two. So
Yep.
nothing's really stable anymore. So that's why I've kept loads of stuff back, bro. Like I've
Yep.
got 700-800 seeds of the super silver dog, 600 seeds
Nice.
of the super silver, strawberry silver, whatever. And then I got another batch of seeds that I did at the same time, but I've not grew them and tested them. So that'd be my next thing to try. Rim
Yeah.
purple, yes, bro. Respect, G. Good to see you.
Yeah. The only time I've really ever made seeds is, and I don't know if anybody's ever done this, I do a stress. I'll literally like the Bubba Kush seeds and the Venom seeds that I sent over to Stony Baker MD. What I did was
Yeah.
on week number 2, I was grabbing just one branch that's the lower branch of the plant, and I would like kind of like twist it to the left, twist it to the right, like
Mm-hmm.
kind of like weave it into the plant. And then every day I would move it every day. So I stressed just that branch. That's the only
Yeah.
branch that made any seeds at all. It didn't make no nanners, no nothing. Pretty much all my clones that I get are usually guaranteed cut fems, so I don't really
Okay.
have to worry about it. And they come from a good dispensary. There's a place here in California called Dark Heart Nursery. They're really good with their seeds, and they test it out and flower it before they even cut clones, and get them going. So they're actually pretty good. I've have yet to get a plant from them that's hermed, like the ice cream cake. I got that from a whole different vendor, and I flowered
Mm-hmm.
it 5 times. And just this 6th time, when the plants were really yellow, I think the stress is what did it. Is it hermed it out? But I did find a light leak right at the fucking when I noticed the herm, so that could have
Okay.
been it also.
Yeah, because you know what? A lot of people get it twisted when it comes to light leak. Okay, so if your whole room is exposed to light by being a hole or a vent or flap or gap,
Yep.
then the whole room will harm. But if you've
Yep.
got that tiny little pinprick of a gap and there's only that beam of light hitting that one little piece of cola of the bud, then
Yep.
it's only that piece of that cola that's gonna harm, not the whole plant. Like a lot of people don't realize when they talk about subjects of lightly and so on and bud rotten, they just talk about the simple basics of what they see and what they heard and little bits and bobs and trial and
Yeah.
error. You know,
Yeah.
the community needs to get a bit deeper and explain a little bit more about all of these things. So I don't know if people notice I ain't done nothing this year. You ain't seen nothing online and everything else, but I've been staying low key and doing my thing, man. A lot of things changed. So now everything's like, yeah, let's get back on the game and let's see what's been going on. But out through the time, I've been seeing things, keeping up with our thing on the channel here and there and Discord. But I've
Right.
also upped my game on that other end of it. So people are gonna be like, oh yeah, Hulk used every single product on the shelf and shown everybody that he's used the product on the shelf and all the company seeds and everything and seeds and cuttings and you name it, it's all on the channel. So I've covered near enough everything. But what people don't see is the back door, behind the scenes, the VIP, the access of the main things that they don't get to see and what most people try not to let people know. So that's the kind of community you need out there to bring the information together because a lot of people are deceiving it. They don't
Yeah.
know what is what. You get me? Oh yeah, just flush out, just do this, just do that. They just go by command. If you
Yep.
got it and you can prove it and you're showing it and you're working with it and you're doing it live and you're showing the techniques and you're showing the actual progress and the outcome, whoa, you can't fake anything. You're not lying about anything. You're putting everything
Yeah.
on the line. Like I said, don't donate. Don't want no pledges. Don't want no money. Don't want no sponsorship. It's all
Right.
about educational side of it. So from you can read a textbook and go online and see Google and get information and all the answers to all your questions for every test in the world. Why charge everybody and try and support everybody and try hide things from everybody just because you think it's going to benefit you and it does benefit you and you don't want no one to know? Like
Yeah.
that's like the community we're going towards these little individual things which are vital to community. So that's why I always show the love and try and appreciate what people do and try and go with the times. So I'm going to be coming out of these nutrients, all the USA and all the other people have used all these other products, which are, what can I say, powder based. Yeah. So I'm coming onto the line of powder based. I found something. I've been researching it for about 3 months and instead of having 10 bottles, 8 bottles, or whatever kind of products and stuff that you use, you can have your one PK booster, you can have your one finishing product if you like, or you can have your one microism and so on to feed your biological life. Whichever products you can still keep them 2, 3, or 4 on the shelf, but using the other products that is powdered based, there's only five things altogether then. So you just got your veg, you got your blooming, and you got your additives. So you don't have to worry about any of the other products because bottled nutrients can't be put together. They cancel each other out, and they are organic, but they're taken by organic purposes and added into dilate it down to synthetic form. So where the powdered form now, you can grind anything down like you make a curry. You put all these different ingredients that are originated, grown on a plant or out there in the wild. You grind it all down and pull it all together and make a meal out of it or a curry or whatever it is that you're doing. So therefore now organic wise you can do that, but with the bottle synthetic side of it, that's why you have to buy the individual. Oh, this is for CalMag, oh, this is for Vegan, or this is for Bloom, and this is for that. Like
Yeah.
that's what you're making more of an arse of yourself by confusing yourself and adding all these extra things in. And some people really can't deal with the pH and looking at the side effects of the EC and the ppms, and they just can't get their head around it. Nothing's simple. They make it more confusing and complicated, just like all
Yeah.
the information, you know? So I just think in my head, do people really invest in it to really make people, have what the product says and does what it does on the tin and so on? Or do they just invest in it to make the people fooled by getting investment and profits? Because if that's it, then why are they in that kind of business? Because you're there supposed to help people, you know what I mean? Not fool people. That's why, yeah, I get annoyed when there's like 20,000 products on the shelf and 9 times out of 10, there's only 10 things on the shelf. Then, if you look at it, because every single thing is there 10 times over, but it's just a
Yeah.
different brand, a different
Yep.
company, so
Yep.
on. It's getting annoying. That's where the world's come to the brink of waste, you know? It's stupid.
Yeah. You got too many guys that want to get their hands in the Kool-Aid, and it's like, I don't know. I'm seeing that there's certain companies you can go with, and there's dry amendments, there's wet amendments, there's, like you said, there's the ground up powders like the salts and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And I mean, it's just there's like a few good companies of each, And the only other thing that I really stay away from is I used to, when I first started, I used to indoors. I was doing oh god, what's that called? It's like DWC, but it's got like a little ring, and the ring forces the water up on the ring, and then the ring drips on the little cocoa hydrotons, and it was like just a water culture, but not deep water. It was like a
it's like drip and drain.
yeah, yeah, it would drip and drain back down into the bucket. And I used to have like the eight plant set up with the big reservoir that would has a float on it, and anytime when it eat up the water, it would just fill it back up by itself. And just like once a week, I would power drain it and then restock it. Back then they didn't have the nutrients. Like there's this stuff, I forget what it's called. It's called like starts with an S. It's called S100. It's like a microzay that's liquefied. They never had that stuff when I was doing it. They had the general hydroponics, the 1, 2, 3, the green, the blood red, and the pink, and that's what you would mix in there. And you know, it was difficult because sometimes your roots would turn like a slime color, and they would get locked out, and it was like a hit and miss. So I decided to go to soil, and I never looked back. It was like I can deal with the little black flies. You know, I can deal with that. It's I don't know, because even with the hydroponics, if there was spider mites, you would get spider mites. You know, they had little black flies. The black flies would get into the cocoa and go down there, and there was like nothing really you could do to kill them back then. It was like it was just coming out. Like now it's different. Now it's like, dude, there's like everything under the sun for hydro that's all organic that I'm like looking, going, man, I almost want to just do it. You know, just try it one time. So I still got the whole setups. You know, just do a little run of them. But
you know what it is? There's like the factor of the hydro or DWC or even drip and drain.
Right.
There's a clogging ratio that happens, and people have to always check the frigging pipes and check the pumps and make sure they ain't, got blocked up with nutrients and gunk and stuff like that. Which there is a product out there you can use to flush all them out with. And then there's the part of the water itself. So where you contain your reservoir, that is the most crucial point. That is the heart and the brain of the whole system. Don't worry about the plant and look at everything else. That there will show you there's a deficiency or something's going on. Yeah, we know that. But the main product of the hydroponic system and the rest of it is your reservoir. If you don't dial in or you don't keep those 2 to 3 days tabs every time you check it and do it and rinse it and feed it and so on, then you'll have your complications out through the rest of it, because that temperature of the water has to remain at that temperature of the water. It can't really fluctuate more than 1.5 Celsius or so, give or take, up or down. Down is okay, it's better, but up is worse. So the higher you get up, the worse the plant will suffer, mate. You know, some plants tolerate it, but when it comes to these type of situations and those environments, deep water culture and hydroponical systems and drip drains, certain things to do with aeroponics, but not so much. That's where you'll have a problem with the yellowing and then the dying of a plant within 2 days. It's all slapped over. It looks completely dead, you know. Them strains that can handle heat don't come into play when you play these kind of games with the system of the plant itself, you know, because it's not sustained to be in a hydroponical system. Depending, living in a tropical country, in a burning hot mountains, whatever, it don't matter because it lives in the soil. It does its thing that way. Do you know what I mean? Why do you think the plant stays so healthy in the burning sun? Because the roots are on the ground. It's cool. It's covered. You know what I mean? When the water temperature rises, whoa, you're going to kill the plant. So in that respect, that's how the game's played when it comes to hydroponics. Temperature of the water and making sure the thing is all done properly with the EC and you're following the proper procedures of the feed. The less you can put in, the better for the plant as well, to a certain degree. You got to know when to add things as well and when to reset your system. It's not straightforward, you know. And then humidity and all the air controls, and there's a lot more to it than people think. So if you're gonna do it, bro, yeah, man, I got tons of videos in my Discord and everything that show you everything and all the ins and outs.
I once knew a guy, we called him Three Finger Kyle. He got into a motorcycle accident when he was a kid. He was greasing the chain and he got too close with the can, and it took, let me see, it took his thumb and these two fingers off. Or no, wait.
One finger and a thumb, or
Yeah, one
pinky
finger and a
and
thumb. So they took his pinky, they took his pinky and put it where his thumb was. He could roll a joint with that one hand just like that. This guy was one of the best indoor growers I've ever seen in my life. He had a little, look like an incandescent bulb, like a 250-watt bulb, and it screwed into a little umbrella that looked like one of those. It was a small one though, a little small thing. And he had 7 plants, and he had like lava rock, and he put this gelatin. I don't know what it was. They looked like little silica balls. He put them in his bathtub, and he'd fill the bathtub full of water. And as soon as the little pebbles were underwater, he had his nutrients. He had his nutrients ready mixed up. And I go, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Watch." He goes, he would pour his nutrients, mix it up, and he would keep filling it. I go, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Watch, it's going to fill up." I go, "But the balls are way under there." He goes, "Just watch, dude." When he was done, he had these round gelatin balls that were like the size of a gobstopper, and it had everything he needed for veg. And he had then he'd make a separate batch, and he would have it for flour. And he put them in 5-gallon buckets, and he would put lava rock, and then he would put the flour, and then he put a light thing of cocoa, and then he would do the lava rock, and then he would do the thing for flour, and then he'd do cocoa. Then the next 3 layers till he gets to the top would be all veg. So the plant would slowly go down and eat the veg and eat the veg and eat the veg. By the time he was hitting, like, almost once a week, it would go down a layer. So by the time he hit week 4, he was already switching the light, and the plants were already eating on those little gelatins that had the food already, and it was all pre-pH'd. I never seen nobody go. Guy never watered his plants, dude. He put them in there and just left it. He would maybe mist them with a bottle at nighttime when they were sleeping, but that was it. That was it. The guy never had bugs, always had bomb ass weed. I guess he came from Oregon. He says they used to grow like that underground in basements. I was just like, damn, dude, that's just gnarly. And the smoke that he got, dude, was straight fire. And this was like back in the late 80s when I first, I was just here. I've got a kid that's 2 years old in 89, and this guy's showing me this trick, and I'm like going, "Dude, you don't water these plants?" And he's like, "No, I don't water my plants." And he showed me. I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, crazy shit, dude. Always grew fire, dude. Always had fire. Always. If I ever needed a joint of something good, I'd knock on his door, say, "Hey, bro, Three Finger Kyle, man, I need something good." He'd be all, here you go. Here you go, Richard. No problem.
Yeah, boy. That's what we need, man.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he showed me some shit, man. Wow. It was just crazy. And you know what was weird about it is he used that them boxes, now that I think about it, those boxes called Down to Earth.
Yeah.
He would literally make that into a compost tea. And that's what he would pour. Once the water was in there before they start swelling, then he would pour that in there and look like just like a mixture of some black Kool-Aid. And when it was all said and done, those things swelled up, and then they had that stuff absorbed into it. And I was like, man, and now that I think about the teas, now I'm thinking that makes sense. He had a perfectly pH tea that just went right into those gelatin balls, and that was your water. The roots would hit it and suck on it, and they would take what it needed. Takes what it needs.
That's kind of a cool way of like having say a supplement to perlite then, because that sucks up into the water and stuff. Or say polystyrene. Polystyrene that expands in it when it gets wet, and then obviously it sucks the water up. You can hold it for quite a while. Like those people who go out there and do cuttings and buy rock wool and have all those type of things. Yo, next time you get packaging, just save the polystyrene blocks, cut them up to how many inch sizes you like them to be, and slap the clone in it. I guarantee you'll have mad roots coming off them. It's just a freebie.
Yep. I like my little aeroponic cloner. I like it. It's got a little puck that's got 3 slices in it, and I'll put like 3 clones, 1 in each slice, and drop it in there. And 9 times out of 10, I'll get 2 out of the 3 will make it. So if I got a row of 4, 4 times 3 is 12, -4, I get like 9 guaranteed out of a row of 4 pucks. It works pretty good. About 7-8 days, I got roots.
That's not bad, man. I've seen Cube. Cube's got one of them.
Yeah, I used to use the cubes too. I've been like, the cubes were all right, but a lot of them you got to have the humidome. And my area, it's like the humidity's so hard to control where I live. It's just
No,
ridiculous.
I said cookies, man. Cookies, Cube cookies. He's got the same thing you're on about the aeroponic dome. Well, it's kind of like a dome system, isn't it?
Right.
The water's underneath, and there's a tray, and then you got the slit in the pad, and you slide the clone in, then that stays above and underneath, totally sealed off with a little sprayer. Right,
Yeah.
you got something there with sprayers, yeah.
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 It's got like a bilge pump in the middle. It sprays
Yeah,
mist all the way around. Then there's a big air stone to keep the water to keep your liquid oxygenated. And like
that's the
within
one.
about 7 days or so, you got roots. If you got a healthy plant, 7 days you got roots. Now the
That's what
The Bubba Kush is a different strain. I got that strain back in 2005, and I've had the same one. That thing takes 10 to 14 days to show roots. It'll literally sit there and look like it's in suspended animation. And then after 7 days, you'll start seeing these little warts growing on the side of the stem. And then I already
Yeah.
know that about a week after that, I'm going to see roots. But the Bubba Kush takes the longest, but it's really, that's some mad fire fucking genetics. I got that from a place called Purple Heart, and these boys were specialists, and they were like a cancer, straight up like a dispensary for people with cancer. And at the time, my
Yeah.
wife had kidney cancer, and I went over there and I go, I want your best plant that's for cancer. Well, they gave me a plant with 2 leaves on it, with 3 roots coming out the bottom, and I paid $45 for that cutting. My wife about had a cow, and no complaints since, dude. No complaints. Dude, I was growing the flower, making RSO, having her eat it, smoke it. I was pressing it, making dab, RSO with the little pills for her to take. She didn't do 1 day of chemo. She didn't take no chemo pills. It contained inside of her left kidney. They wound up taking out the whole kidney, and she's been cancer free ever since.
That's good, man. That is good. Does she still
Yep.
take all the stuff now though? Any weed or anything?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh, so still doing it then. So that's basically the medication then.
Yeah, she's literally the poster child for the medication. One whatever they're called, oncologists, one of them went against all of the other ones. All the other ones kept saying, no, you shouldn't be doing that. It's detrimental to you, and this and that, and this and that. One of them straight up pulled me to the side. He said, whatever you're doing, he's all, keep doing it. He goes, that's what saved her. He goes, she hadn't had no chemo, no nothing. And he goes, I can't. He goes, do you know that, what's up, Ed Ren? The guy straight up said, he goes, we have yet to have any definitive proof that this really does work. He goes, I think we're onto something here. He goes, your wife's kidneys getting taken in to be tested. They never got back a hold of us to tell us what was going on. So it was just one of those things. Like, they took her kidney and tested it, and I think that they didn't want to, release to us the information, because I was one of those people. I go, you tell me what's going on, dude. I go, I'm putting it on the news. I should just kept my mouth shut, But what are you gonna do?
You don't have a right in having that property back or results on the property.
Nope. Once they cut it out, it's theirs.
That's rude, man. That's still a part of you, despite the circumstance. That's just weird. They got something to hide, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
How to know when feed in organic if you care of the decomposition.
Well, I know in organics is if you top feed, you got to do, like, if you know that your top feeding's coming up, you need to be 7 days ahead. So say you put in your top feed for your first feed, you water and do your normal routine. Within 4.5 days after that, you're already top feeding your next stage that you want. It takes about 7 days for that to decompose, break down with the mycorrhizae, and become readily available for your plant. That's what I've noticed about organics. Organics takes I mean, you can have an 8-week plant and you're not harvesting till week 10. I always, no matter what, I don't care if it says this is a 6-week plant. I will burn a week and go 7 weeks, and it'll come out just like what you see on the magazines, or you go to the dispensaries. That's how it works. I honestly think that these guys don't really tell the truth about organics. Organic is some of the tastiest, most powerful that there is, and they don't realize it takes so much longer. You can have, like, especially like the hazes. Hazes will go 11 to 13 weeks. You got a 15-week plant right there in your hands easily. I don't care if you're running any, like you and me, the HID lights, the high intensity discharge lights. It don't matter. Yeah, I'm an old school guy. I like the metal halides. I like the high pressure sodiums, and I like the new technology that they're coming out. The people like Ushio, they've got some nice 1,000-watt bulbs that you can actually purchase up to like 6,000 Kelvin. And I'm like, because I've been dealing with the highest Kelvin was 33 and it was working good. But at the beginning, I'll run like a 2,200, 2,400 Kelvin. Then I'll change the bulb at like week 5 to the 3,300 Kelvin. But I'm trying to find like a 6,000 Kelvin 1,000-watt. And what I'm seeing is there's these ones made by, who's it called? Hortilux. It's got a 400-watt HPS on the tip, but then the back part is a 600-watt HPS. So it's a metal halide on the front, 400, and then the back half of it is a 600-watt HPS. Comes out to 1,000 watts, and you can run them, and they give you a really, I mean, they're saying 72 on the Kelvin, but I don't know. It seems bluer than that. I tried one, but man, those bulbs are expensive. $130 American for one light bulb. I'm just like, damn. You can only get maybe 2 harvests out of it, and then it's done.
Is it like this? 1,000 meter hard eye bulb.
Are yours the tubular or the teardrops?
Let me get it out. There's about friggin' every bloody make in there for HPS and all the rest. Sunmaster, Black Lumi, you name it. Everything's in there, bro. Look, Omega, blow me now. 1,000 watt.
Oh, so yeah, that's why I noticed that. You got that badass fucking ballast that can change any watts. You just punch it in. If you're running a 400-watt bulb, you punch in 400 watts and it'll light a 400-watt bulb.
6,000 K? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's nice. Who makes that one?
Protopia.
I'm gonna have to look that up. I like the shape of that bulb too. It's not the teardrop, it's the cylindrical one. Yeah.
That's 10K. 10K.
Okay, Sunmaster. Sunmaster. Okay, yeah. I've heard of those. We can get those over here. Sunmaster is not too bad of a brand. They're pretty good.
You ready?
There you go. Yeah, that's what I want. My 400s are like that. I want to get 1,000 one like that.
You're on about that there. That little bit at the end is like a HPS, and then the rest is like big metal halide bulb in it.
Wow. So that's where you get your colors. That's nice. I see that. That's a trip. I never seen a bulb like that. That's fucking trip. Damn. How many harvests you get on that bulb?
I've used it once so far, mate, for about 3 months.
Okay, so it should last you another 3 months, maybe 6. You're only using. Are you using it full power?
Nah, about Metal how the 400 watts tops have been on that because
Oh,
veggie
okay.
don't like to stretch it.
Yeah.
This power plant 600 watt Haldium veg growth lamp bulb. Oh, God, there's so much in here, mate. 600 watt, 50,000 lumens, 4,200K color temp, 10,000 hours for life,
Wow.
780 U molecules. There you go.
Oh yeah, 780 U moles.
Yeah, that's it. Don't watch me, mate.
Yeah, them U moles, that U mole shit confused me for a lot of years until I figured out you want like in the real world you want like 2,000 and something, a little over 2,000 U moles per whatever it's called, cubic centimeter or something like that.
See how
Yeah,
high they are.
Yeah, I like that light spectrum. It's almost even all the way across.
That's what you're after. That you're after this light spectrum here.
Yep.
Oh, did you know? Yeah, crucial. Yeah, did you know when you coming out of your last week of feed into the last 2 weeks of flush before you
Right.
harvest?
Right.
You know UV, yeah, kills
Yeah.
trichomes.
It kills
So
trichomes.
yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. The finishing bulb gives you that different, like what you're after, the color of the temperatures, the K.
Yeah.
It gives you the difference, yeah, of the wavelengths, yeah.
Yeah.
Spectrum, only spectrum runs up to 1, so it only runs up to the 1 there because it's 600 length, which is like that in the orange HPS bulbs anyway, because they
Right.
run in that spectrum. So this
Right.
one only goes up to 6 and then 7 with the green. So this is where you want your ideal growth of your veg and everything else, you get me? And then stay in the slight bluish, greenish, yellowish, coming out of that into the red, into the purple. You start getting the dark, then yeah, that's like
That's
outside midnight, late winter
yeah.
temperature. Like, you get me? So you follow the chart, you get me? You got sunrise to sunset,
Right.
380 wavelength up to 800 wavelength. So there's all different ones of different spectrum. So to color it in with the chart, you get me?
Yep.
This one gives you 12,000 hours. This 1,001, 600K, 92,000 lumens.
Well, hey,
And it's
my
compatible
wife
with
just
digital ballast. Oh, is she back? Yeah.
yeah, she's back. I got to get going, bro.
Yeah, man. Good to have you,
Thanks for
man.
letting me
Nice
be
to see
on
you.
here.
Nice, bless, bro. You're good, man. You're good.
All right. Everybody take
Oh,
care and chat.
safe drive, bro.
All right. Okay, peace
Peace
out.
out. Peace. Crazy. Rimper boy, who is selfish genetics team, bro? But you said they got a company coming with their new seeds or something, bro. What's going on? Oh, ha ha ha. Okay, so your channel, your new channel is called Selfish Genetics Team. Screenshot that. Oh. It's like a seeds like indoor select. Yeah, bro. That sounds cool, man. Hey, you know what? You know what? Yeah, that's badass, bro. It's like what you see, what you can choose. Yeah. I know that's bad. That is. That's smart. Yeah, bro. I hear you, man. Um, what I wanted to say was, anybody messed around with video 360 VR? Because when you go into the grow tent and you do a recording of the video 360 VR, everybody else could turn their screens and phones and look around at everything else that's in the tent. So you've been messing about. Good idea. Wow, Super Silver Dog. I've called that from like 2 years ago, uni or something now. And then I got the it's in the book. Somebody's from Hook's channel has named the other strain that I've got. That's the super strawberry haze. Yeah, bro. That's what it's all about, man. Something new to the scene. Yeah, yeah, bro. I have to send you some back. You know me, I put that shit on here, man. Everybody can see the promotion, man. Anybody that sent me anything, I guarantee you have tried to grow it on my channel. If it's turned out to be a male, you won't see it on my channel because I don't grow males. It's not for this channel. It's not about that. Someone did suggest something about starting a season up about breeding, but you know that's time and space, man. But anything anybody has said me, I've grew it. I've tried to grow it. I've germinated the seed. That one didn't work. I germinated another seed. I at least try to germinate the seed back up to 3 times, and if I don't, I keep the 2 seeds back. Because normally I send you 5. I keep the 2 seeds back or a few seeds back just to keep it back in case. They could be the winners. You never know. So 9 times out of 10, you see me doing germination of everyone's seeds. If they germinate, you see me plant them out. You see me growing fruit, vegetable, flower to harvest. And that's everybody else's seeds for you. It's a hit and miss. Yeah, bro. That's good. I'll send you some of the pork garden stuff, man. It's gonna be special, isn't it? Because the guy who won the light that I did on a giveaway, the LED 100-watt LED, threw some seeds in there for him. So him and maybe one other person have only got pork garden strain, and they could have any one of the 3. So they could even have the one I ain't released or tried myself. So I hear you, man. It's a bit hard to look for them channels sometimes on here. I think there's some new options in here too. You know, I just can't like the audio like you can put like in the background music and stuff like that. It's quite weird. Yeah, man. So man, I have to start getting ready to sort out stuff, man. So fucking sleep, bro. But in the Discord, do the live stream in there. I don't want to do it on a channel like this. So yeah, tomorrow's gonna be the day, man. Down in the jail, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Yeah, I did give my pal I did give my pal something off the pork garden. I gave him the strawberry version and I gave him the dog version. And at the time, didn't have a name, so I just said the strawberry version and dog version. Um, he then gave it to his pal, who then planted them outside from seed in a 3 foot kind of like bed. The wood. You can have like your garden fence, but you have a 3 foot bed and all your flowers in it. Yeah, one of those type of gardens. Planted them in the seeds, in the beds. I think it was coming around August time, maybe just before around August. Vegged up to about 3 foot, 4 foot, and then obviously they started flowering in October, late October. Started flowering for some reason, obviously. They grew massive, big, huge, 6, 7 foot, massive plants, bro, massive. I have to throw a few pictures up in Discord of my pal. But one turned out really pinky, purpley pinky, even the leaves. But the other one, the dog one, turned out really dark, kind of like, it looked like black leaves, but it looked like blue leaves. But they were hard to tell what kind of color they were, but there was a bit of dark purple in there, like burgundy. Like, it was a weird color. So I just classed them as like black leaves, and the buds were dark black, purple, red looking or something. So I was just like, whoa, them things look evil. Done his thing, chopped them down, had a garden shed, put them in there, left them in there. Don't know what happened or whatever. A couple of weeks later, he's told his pal, my pal's told me, oh, they've gone all wet and moldy and stuff, so you didn't get to try or test them or nothing. So, stuff happens. Yeah, bro. Try 2.4 by 2.4 by 2, which is 240 centimeters by 240 centimeters by 200 meters. Well, centimeters, sorry. Meters, it'd be like, whoa, but you're on a complex. 200 meters, that's quite far. Rim Purple, man, the UK, man, them blood, wow. It's a hectic scene out there, man. It's so crazy when man's just like summer is the worst time to be doing things, because the heat is a joke unless you got something settled properly good and stuff. It's just crazy. So it's not even about that. It's like, yeah, you want something off your mate, friend or something. You're 9 times out of 10. It's not very nice. It's got some spider mite problem or some crisping, crackling or something. Because summer things and stuff, like, I don't know, man's pulling off early. I just don't know, man. Like, there's so much stupidness going on, so you have to stick to one or two kind of things or people and stuff like that. UK Green Girl, big up UK GG. Yeah. Don't know if you guys remember Dank Girl UK, man. That's like, he was the radio man. He played some big ass tunes. So yeah, crazy man. Yo, man, I've hit man's up tomorrow, man. I do that quick like friggin', what is it? Quick live introduction, blah blah blah, and I'll give you the link and that, and then get in from there. Something like that. If you're not already there. No, I wouldn't believe it. And that would be crazy. Yeah, I screenshotted that channel, bro. I'm gonna jump on there and have a look, and then hit you up on there. And sick of this restriction thing, man. Tried to go on someone's channel, age restriction. I was like, I don't want to do that. So I come out that channel, I go into my other channel, and I go into the person's live, and I'm like, yeah, I can get in. I don't have to do age restriction, but nobody knows me, so they keep so annoying to talk. Especially when people think it's spamming people, you ain't got a wrench and so on. They get their comments hidden or deleted. Like that's the annoying part. So yeah, gonna hit man up on my other channel too. But yeah, man, I'm gonna dip out, man. Smoke screen TV. Nice to see you, bro. Smoke them dudes off, man. Don't know what time you man are up, man up early, fam. Get that thing cracking. Yeah, bro. Nice to see you. I know, man. I was thinking, ooh, been up from early. Didn't get much like stuff going on to sort things. So I had to leave till later in the day. Then I'm finishing up things today. Before I get a little live in, man, before I start the day tomorrow. By the time I start my day, you usually be finishing your day. Bummer. But then it's going to be a 12, 15 hour bloody frigging harvest anyway. So you're, if you don't know, get to know, rewind a good 40 minutes back, and you should see them orange hairs all over them things in there, and you'd be like, whoa, there's some golf balls and nuggets in there. Like, it's crucial the last 2 weeks. If you don't see the change in the plant and you see packing on more white hairs and pistons and so on, and so, leaves don't see much change in the color, and you lower the feed a little bit, and say you was ready for harvest in a week's time or so, you can still go that extra week with the watering, because you don't need to put no feeding. You're already flushing it anyway, so you don't need to put no more feeding. Just go the extra week flushing it. The plants and everything all in there with the leaves and all the rest will still sustain all the food and stuff that it needs to keep going. So can't really overdo it. Just control your humidity. Don't have it too high and have some aeration going on. It should be fine. Across the pinky red purple board with the reverse mail. Yeah, that sounds interesting, bro. Man, like working on strains and shit. Stable parents, the ideal ones that you find with the traits and the terps and genetics. Yeah, you can move on to the next stage. But then if that's a female you found, you got to find a male. Until you find a couple, then you can't really progress that part of the proceedings. Like, I haven't really gone into breeding channel talking about breeding, male, female pollination times, sequence, methods, how the whole thing works, and descriptions, showing, doing, and all the rest of it. I haven't done it on this channel necessarily. Just as I started this channel, I think I just come out of doing that. So no, I haven't documented it and done it on this channel officially. With somebody and a couple of other people and Rim himself on here, he's like, yeah, the man's gonna do it. Keep pushing me in this direction. So maybe it'd be an interesting thing to do for the channel, because it won't just be no periodic thing. Oh yeah, I plant this, I plant that out. Yeah, it can't be done that way. You got to specifically get that genetic and plant that, and then make that veg up for at least 6 months with the male going alongside it in a different tent and so on, and purposely take the clones or whatever it is that how many you're going to try and do to get as much seeds and so on, and reference it like that, or just do the mom on her own, seed her up, whichever your methods are. So there's many stages and many things that come into the play of doing it. So yeah, that takes 6 months from seed to get the right genetics and find the right genetic or get the right plants. If you've got them already seeds or so on set up and so on, saves time. But you have to veg it up for at least 6 months, because that's when the real traits and the real stiff, genetics of the stems and the growth of them little like new growth of them nodes that come out but they're not really arms or anything. They're just little flimsy kind of twigs. You need them ones to come out of that arm that's come off that main stem. Them flimsy arms turn into main arms with other arms coming off. Now you're talking 6 months on. Yeah, she's ready for breeding once I put her into flower, and then that male thing going on in there and so on. You know what you're doing from there on. You just gotta really pay close attention to make sure everything's on board. But people mess about and do it wrong at some procedure through it. Well, when do I add the male pollen, or how do I add the male pollen? At what stage? Is it week 3, week 2, week 5? You know, the seed's gonna take at least 5 weeks to mature, at least anyway. So you gotta go and follow the procedures of what genetic is what. How long does that genetic take? Is this genetic ideal to breed with this genetic? You obviously can't do research on certain things because no one else has kind of bred that genetic, say, because you just picked it randomly. So there's a lot to it. Yeah, bro. Coffee and a day started. That'll be from Mr. Riskit tomorrow. 8:30 a.m. man. It's just got midnight here. Oh, this week's been a dragged. It's just gone slow. Smoke screen said it all. Breeding and growing is in fact hard to do at the same time, with a couple 100 percentages behind that. You need people who show you the best way to make it. That's exactly. That and doing it by trial and error. Where did it go wrong? How did that happen? Well, you didn't crossbreed shit, mate. You just had a frigging Hermie. Point closed. Because you need to focus on different things and manage plants differently. Yes, that's the key point to it. Find the best sperm from this male and unselfish genetics show you the best way to show a male, like no breeder wanted to show you. You're right, man. Like, you can get a male, grow a male, you can't get really the characters of the male out. You have to try the pollen out on a female to get the characteristics in that sense. But then obviously you gotta know where that males come from. Males are very tricky buggers to do and play around with. Females are easy, you can mess about females and all that. Yeah, it can have a little stress, or females pollinate themselves with stress and oh no, we're gonna die off, I stress myself, and then they recuperate their genes into their own seed and pollinate themselves, and you end up with the feminine seeds from the same plant you just grew. I got a few seeds, yeah, keep them, plant them, they turn out exactly like the mom did. Oh sweet. You know, some things do happen down them lines too. So the maddest thing to mess with is root rails and landrace genetics. Those are two maddest things you can ever try to alter and mess about with. They're just so in their own world. Look at the plant that's nearly 3 years old. It's a cutting and it's re-vegging 4th time. And that is from Kahuna from Canada using DGC. That's his own breed that he made and he called it Kahuna. That's crossbred with something called Bubba's Gift. So it's classed as Kahuna / Bubba Gift. Sweetest, tutti fruity, kind of smelling, gassy, cheesy aroma, kind of, I don't know, candy smell. It's quite next level. Trust me. If you know about his breed and you've got some of them seeds, or you know about Bubba's Gift, you should know about what I'm talking about. Yes, bad genetics are from Russian. This is what all the companies out there, I suppose, are doing to, I don't know, jump on the bandwagon. Maybe why, yeah, a lot of people don't like greenhouse seed, which obviously are changed to strain hunters. Yeah, the same company just changed the name. That's why a lot of their germination rates are not good, and their germination rates can be okay, but then are the okay seeds okay? Are they genetic wise okay? Are they following the traits of what they're supposed to be on the packet? You know, it's all of that. And I know from experience, I'm not waste my money no more with them people. RIP, what's his name that passed? Can't never remember his name. It's not the guy with the glasses, it's the other guy with the kind of like brunette looking hair, kind of blonde brunette looking hair. It's that guy, the big built guy. I blame the Americans. The Americans, man. Since they legalized everything, you got every name in the book of every flower, of every terp, of every taste, of any fruit. And they're supposed to have done it with the food and the yogurts and the ice cream and you name it. They've got it all. More you have some plants, more you could choose, isn't it? For breeding, the more plants you have, the more you can choose from. In the genetics of the plant, the characteristics of the plant. Maybe because the structure of the plant, maybe because you know that plant is got the ideal weight, or say it grows more than what an average plant grows, and it puts on the gram per weight of the watt. So wattage is per gram, space, foot, depending on where you are and how you do it. Phenome hunter, a phantom hunter. Phantom hunter, is that somebody on YouTube or is that a company, bro? All call themselves breeders by crossbreeding random stuff and calling it a strain. I know, like, I'm never gonna then say, yeah, this is official, because it's not. I've not gone to no lab, I've not gone to no people that do all of those tests. And it even says on leafy.co.uk, co.com, wherever you're from, go on to Leafy and it even tells you how you can enter your own strain's name, your own product, your own thing that you've made, that whatever you've called it, obviously necessarily isn't the same as what it is as anyone else's, because obviously you can't copyright and do all that. So the probably times two it or 2.0 it or something like that on the end of it, if you've done that. So you've got to apply and then you've got to send stuff and they've got to do all the tests and they'll give you all the results and then they're going to want to know certain information from the parent lines and you've got to know what you're doing, because if you've not got half the information you can't even enter your strain, you can't get it registered. And Leafy, you can do it on Leafy, so breeders who do that can go through Leafy and get their name put onto the Leafy website, which is near enough 101,010% trusted by a lot of the 420 community. By, oh, what name's that? Yeah, that's right. I never heard it. Yeah, Leafy, boom, tells you what strain, what name, what aroma, and all the rest of it is. So people leave reviews and all them things. So it's good to know. Yeah, everyone's selling seeds, man. It's becoming a joke. When could you get seeds back in 10 years ago? You're lucky if you knew somebody that was even growing. Grow males, yes, and okay, but you need to grow male until 7 weeks to see what the fuck's going on. Yeah, yeah. And you seen them males that grow like females and they got nice structured plants and everything, but they're not females. Now that's a good male to get through the structure and genetic wise. For the rest of it, I can't see how that works with knowing how it's going to work with the THC or what it produces and passes on to the genetics through the seed of feminized or non-feminized, what's the ratio, etc. So it's quite a lot of things to really look at. It's not really something you dive straight into. Yeah, for real, yeah. Junior Australia genetics on the net, thousands of fake selling seeds, fake genetics. Yeah, yeah, probably are, man. Like, I could get 5 different seeds out the cupboard right now, and they're all the same strain, and say they're 5 different named brand seeds. So really, if that's going on, and if that's the case, with all the rushing and the madness, the Hermia and all the stupidness along the way, how do you know what that man's giving you in that form of flower is really that name of that bud unless you know you've grew it, you taste it, you know exactly what it's supposed to look and taste like. And he's giving you this thing now, telling you it's what you've grew and you know what it's like. Oh yeah, it's Kenpai, bro. No, it isn't. Yeah, it is. Like, no, it isn't. Like, how do you define it if you don't want to bring yourself around to baiting yourself up? You know, just like stupidness like that don't go nowhere down my road, mate. I tell you now, man, have to know their connoisseur self in that respect. Yeah, man. Rim purple. You know what's crazy? Yeah. Um, what's the seeds ratio of? Is it like you got a females only kind of thing you're working with, or you're doing like a regular pack as well? And just reading that comment there, in it for poor people who want to, they want the same as themselves from the companies building their money and all that. Like, I get that, man. So is it like a discounted thing then, in the sense of like most single seeds are 750 to 15 to even £45 for one seed, depending on who and what company and so on. But you can buy packs of 3, you can buy packs of 1, you can buy a pack of 5, you can buy a pack of 10. I think they used to do pack of 15, but they stopped doing that, and they do packs of 20s, but it's very rare in the stores and stuff like that. But go online, it's a different thing. You get it for a port garden. How many plants? Choose many. Hunting genetics. Yeah, I've probably done 200 odd genetic plants, strain names on this channel for the last 4.5 years. Give or take 4 years going, done nothing for the last 4 years apart from this. Uh, I give or take out of them, there's 100 strains of people, strains that are sent to me from different parts of the world. And there's quite a few people out there, like Junkyard 420, not spoken from dude for quite a long time. Got Kahuna sent me stuff. Pilgrim sent me stuff. I can't think of the name just top of my head. Like 18, 19 hours away, man. Dreading the trim jail. Damn. So you're gonna throw male into flour and then you're gonna revert it back to veg to test the male to see if that's the best male. Yeah, yeah. I know regular seeds is a pain in the ass, but I think yeah with the male pollen, it all depends on the male pollen as well as how you do the crossover with the pollination, because there's also other parts to it that can do other things to it, like having the right temperature and having the right humidity and have you got the right airflow, and is the ideal mom, say, defensive, because there are strains that are defensive and very hard to try and breed despite you putting on as much pollen as you like. They're still defensive, and don't ask me why, but some are really sustainable. and you can get away with it. So you gotta really know what you're messing with. Super Saiyan strain has been reviewed on YouTube many times. Yeah, man. Super Saiyan strain. I've heard of some Saiyan thing, yeah? Is that you actually crossbred the Super Saiyan strain then? Is that Super Silver Haze you mixed in there or something, bro? Yeah, man. Yeah, you see, that's what I'm saying. If you get your stuff and give it out, you get reviews, and that's what it's all about, bro. You get me? And then you know you can just deal with stuff on the low key. Super Saiyan strain reviews and cannabis strain, smoke screen TV, screenshot. It's Rim Purple's fault why I'm still on here. I'm on a Purple Pro test, THC and CBD, but it's €1,500. And no, fam, that's the only thing. All these places and laboratories and people and professions that deal with all this stuff. It takes this amount of time and whatever, but at the end of the day, it costs how much? I'm scratching my head here. Better come back 30% THC, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think Hook's got one of them lamb race Australian ones that might be what you're talking about. Because damn, how that thing's still flowering and it's 4 months in the windowsill flowering. I can't work that out. He says his flowers for like 7 months or 6 months. I think it's even longer than that, you know. I think he said it depends on what part of the equator in Australia you are. Yeah, environment, no closet seeds. Yeah, man, bless up, man. Nice to see you, small screen. Yeah, I'll probably in my bed, man. With the harvest, I'll probably end up catching yous as yous come off. My bad, it's showing how to make good genetics. Nah, bro, you get me? Every man's gonna say their piece. That's why the community's there to learn from each other, innit? Yeah, obviously, you gotta establish things first, innit? Give people samples, like, get the feedback. Yeah, man, bang on. Oh, I love the Australian people because they're just like the UK and they use pounds and they got like similar accent. It's quite weird. My bad, not a good understanding. The hermaphrodite goes away if you re-veg, not necessarily all our hermaphrodite domain or resave. Yeah, that's true as well. I think that all depends on how far and how stressed it is as well. Yeah. When you re-veg anything back, it gets stressed. It takes at least 3 to 4 weeks to really sustain. Okay, I know what I'm doing now. It's giving me this amount of light. I've got to do this. Stop doing that. It doesn't just happen over 2 weeks. Of course. There's the last thing you want to be doing in it is crossing it with itself. That is true. And then when they get them hermaphrodites that breed up onto the new genetics just take it on as like a male. But because of the power and the female and the stuff with the genetics of the actual genetic that's new to it, it kind of treats it like a female. So the ratio turns out to end up being mainly females, but then it might be a ratio of some might have 10, 25, 30% of hermaphrodization in the respect of you see the odd banana, you see the odd halfway up the odd side's got a bit of sack hanging up or something, but nowhere else on the plant. Like it's quite like okay, the traits are there, but they're not there. It's weird. 9 months is a small season for me. Phone's burning up. You know when they say, "Oh, outdoors you only get 2 crops or whatever," yeah. Well, then put the black tarp over it, and you get 4 crops out of the outside growing. Simple as that. You can cause the darkness for the nighttime sleeping of the plant. For me, seal it fully, and have that little bit of a investment in setting up the inside of when that happens, aeration stuff. Then you're fine. You can have 4 seasons outside. Yeah, smoke. Yeah, Mr. Smokescreen TV. Yeah, yeah. You gotta throw it up, man. You do some mad lies, bro. We're getting some serious talk. That's what I'm saying. Australians are just next level, man. Oh, Coop's in the house. I'm a little bit behind on chat there, but I've caught up now. My bad. Smoke screen. I'm just not used to smoke screen. Like it's hooking it. Like what was your channel called before you even hit 1,000K subscribers? Like the cannabis, the Australian cannabis, outdoor back cannabis. Oh, what was it, man? Something like that, man. I used to be deep on it with the Street Fighter. I did add to on PlayStation 4 as well when we were gonna play a game. In France, it's time to plant out, but it started plants out from seed is late from a clone, maybe 50G harvest. That's not bad though, 50G harvest off a clone from outside and it was late planted. So planted the seed outside, took a clone off it late, and you still got 50Gs off the clone when you harvest it. Is that late into flower, or was that you end up putting the flower of the clone too late for the season outside? Are you planting out them now? What you planting out? Yeah, yeah, I know, man. I gotta go on the channel, man. I'm gonna roll one up, man. Need to get my mind right. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I know, man. You're probably an hour ahead of me for the season. You're in the same season, and everything, so you're only an hour ahead of me. I think it's coming up to 12:30 midnight. It's probably 1:30 for you. Yeah, I would start from clone if it's gonna be a late one, but you know, a clone you got a better chance of establishing that 3-4 week missing of the seed popping and germinating and young plants. It's all long, and it so you're cutting that 4 or 5 week period out by putting a clone in, replacing that 4 or 5 period and starting the flowering earlier. So you might catch it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the thing when you know it's feminized and that. and you pick the chosen strain that's ideal for it and stuff. Like 7 wheat flour, and then do the flush. Comes a nine week flour or 8 week flour, depending on how you do your flush, how heavy you flush. So a lot of people say flush is putting the water through and so on and flushing the nutrients out. Okay, that is part of the flush, but then there is still the other part of the flush, which is making sure the plant is using up all its stuff in the leaves and making sure they turn a little bit of discoloration and so on. So you know that plant's barely got any food or anything left for it to be available. That way you're using up more of the plant's nutrients to give it to the buds, and you get better, quicker reply from the plants. So in 1 week it looks like this, and 2 weeks it looks like that. You know, real cute. Get anything but auto outside that was served at ham. It's the autos. I've never done it. These man's. I need to try auto, man. I know one dude that's done it, but that was yonks ago, man. And that was rushed. A Sophia Berry is 8 months. 8 months flowers. I think you meant weeks, bro. Sophia Berry is 8 flowers. So for UK is good. Yeah, so that'd be 8 weeks, isn't it? Yeah, it's gotta be 8 months flower. That'd be mad. And a plant that's nearly 3 years old and it's on its fourth re-veg. I've not seen no powder mildew or any bud rot or anything, so aeration is key. And I really want to try this question out, like serious question. If you've got a gas appliance in your kitchen, for instance a cooker, and you were cooking your food and you got that flame coming out of the hob or whatnot, yeah, and the gas is obviously in the air but it's being burned, they're still giving off CO2 and all this type of stuff, yeah. If you've got plants in that room of that place of you burning that gas, say your cooker in your kitchen and your plants are on the windowsill, they absorb it as CO2, and that's probably where they're getting all that CO2 plus the air from outside and etc., and the daylight and the sunlight and the rest of it. Maybe that's why I love that corner. I just had a thought of it. Because ideally that would be having a canister in your room with the CO2 canister hooked up to a burner, and then ideally set up how you want it to burn at what ratio and flow and so on, and timed and whatnot. But 9 times out of 10, those ones are proper systems. Like it's actually a naked flame, you know, in a thing that actually sparks up with all the stuff that goes on to make it work. So they're not things you really want to play about with, man, unless you've properly got the health and safety, the training and knowledge, because those things are not playing around toys, you know. Ain't just no handheld canister with the flame Bunsen burner coming out of it. It's just a lot more to it than that. Yeah. I know, mate. Sometimes we have that typing business, bro. I know it couldn't have been 8 months. In reference to is good for the UK in that sense. Couldn't have been 8 months. Like, there's a good question, isn't it? What is the top 5 best named cannabis strains in your continent or country that is most popular, that people always have, or is always available, that always gets demand? Yeah, Coop knows, man. Them canisters and Bunsen burners and just dangerous stuff, man. Even Coop working in his shop, man, with all the machines, that's dangerous stuff. You gotta have the right head on you and know what you're doing. Anything in that sense, any kind of industry or skilled job you do, even the most simplest thing you would never think you could be harmed by can still harm you in that respect as an accident or injury. So you always gotta pay attention. My phone's burning up, man. It's been like 2 hours on here now. I'm gonna leave it there with you boys and girls. Been a long time, man. And seen a few yous in a while. Rim, good to see you, man. It's like I gotta check out that channel and then I don't know what time Smoke Screen's going live. Dude, Grow Show starts in half an hour. Half an hour for the Dude Grow Show. Damn. Everything's clashing. I know, man. I wouldn't want to be around that, man. Like, if I wasn't paying attention and I had a phone call or I left something around on the floor and tripped, stupid things like that. You don't think of, and they're the things that cause you to have an accident, especially with machinery like that, or that Bunsen burner thing and stuff with the CO2. That's what it is. Another brew, another smoke. And brew means cup of tea. Like usually we'll have early grey or something like that. We don't have that. We have like a tea bag of the brew of the actual, you know. Many different company names. I'm gonna go through them all. But English tea, Yorkshire tea, Tetley's Thai food. There are plenty of other ones that I can't think of. Yeah, man, Coop. Oh, them dugouts are wicked. Those bowls that you did, but that turtle, that's like customized, customized work. Phone for request, have in advance. Okay, in the garden. I gave you that preview earlier because doesn't matter about tomorrow. Yeah, man. Respect Rim. I'm gonna check that stuff out. Sub up to your stuff on that channel. Enough love for being here, bro. Yeah, man. I'll catch you tomorrow on the other side and then Discord and the rest of it. Peace out, Coop. Peace out, Rim. And anybody else who's in the room.